Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. Thursday, the 5th of January. These are the charts of the day. Another really nice comeback session for stocks with early losses. They came back to close in the green on most indices except for the Dow, which was only off a couple points. But as you can see, many stocks that we're going to show you here had very good days. Starting off with Dendron, the percent gain leader, nearly 40% up today on solid news from the government about approval of Provenge for reimbursements. Anyway, stock gapped up, went from about 9 to 11.74. We had suggested selling up in that zone. It pulled back down close to 10.62 on 46 million shares today, but that could have been a key breakout. As you can see, the declining top sign was taken out. Lateral price double top was taken out here on the opening gap practically. And the stock closed very well at the upper end of the range, even though it was off about a point from the high. So nevertheless, though, I do think we're going to see some more upside on this stock. Probably test a gap in the 13, 14 and a quarter zone up here. That's my short-term target. ACM also a big day after basing out October, November, and all through December. The stock popped today on solid earnings report, I believe was the stock, and also their metrics were terrific. Up 460, a 20% gain on 3.4 million shares. The stock broke out above this double line here, which was the resistance. Looks like there's some overhead resistance a little bit above here in the 30 range. I think that's our short-term target, secondary target up around mid-30s. Dexo continues to act well, popped out of the apex of this pennant, and has been moving steadily for the last few days. You can see today was up 40 cents or 21%, closed just a couple cents off the high, and my swing trade target around 275 still holds. I think we can get higher on that in immediate term, looking for something close to 4. AEN had a nice day. As you can see, the stock popped here in November, ran up, formed a nice wedge, and today popped out of the wedge. That's the key point. Up 21 cents or 15.5%. Looking for a move to $2 here short term. PLXS, 30.29, up 270 or almost 10% today. But the key is that this line here, the neckline or so of this head and shoulders type pattern, whatever it is, the base pattern was broken today with a thrust of 270 or 10% on 759,000 shares. That's the biggest volume in a couple months, and it looks to me like we may be headed into the mid-30s on Plexus. Really like the way this pattern is developing. This is a head and shoulders with a left shoulder head and a couple right shoulders here. The neckline was pierced today and closed up 69 cents or 6.5%. 4.6 million shares. That's the biggest volume in months, 6 months or so. But it looks to me like that we've broken out and maybe headed into the 13.5 to 14.5 zone short term. That's what I'll call my short-term target. SD, a perfectly formed left shoulder head, right shoulder, double shoulder here, double shoulder there. Neckline was broken. The stock pulled back to flag right at the neckline, and then today popped 43 cents on 20 million shares, up 5%, 5.2%. But more importantly, I think we're going to run up here and test this 9 3/4, 10 zone short term. Secondary target at 12.5. We put out a swing trade in that. SCSS continues to act well. That's one of our top 25 stocks. You can see here why, but the stock popped 2 days ago, backed off yesterday, came on again today, and looks like we're going to head towards the 27, 7.5 range short term. At this point, it was up $1.11 or 5% today. Pier 1 up 69 cents, almost 5%, broke out and ran up to resistance. At this lateral price resistance, but the top of the channel beckons around 17.5. That's a short-term target. Simo continues to do well. Silicon Motion looking good. The rising flag was broken to the upside, it appears, at the close. Right there. And I believe we're headed up towards 27.28 short term. Gained, as I said, about 4% today on 1 million shares. MHR swing trade continuing to act well, also similar to SD. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. These junior oil stocks are acting great. The wedge or flag pattern here, let's call it a little pennant. There was broken recently. The stock spiked up yesterday, pulled back this morning, and came on again. But it sure looks to me like if you look at the long term that we're headed, or intermediate term, let's even call it short term. I think the stock has a good shot at making it to 7 3/4. Nuance recently broke out of the wedge, beautiful rising channel. It pulled back in November, came back up to the declining top line, formed the wedge, and broke out today up another 74 cents, nearly 3%. We're attacking the October highs and looking for a move towards 28.9 zone. Endeavor up 20 cents, back over, now over 10, and approaching this line here, resistance around 10.5. That's our short-term target, 10.5, 3/4. I believe it makes it through there and moves up towards 13. And lastly today, KOG continuing to impress, up another 19 cents, nearly 2%, 6.6 million. And this rising channel continues to hold the pattern, looking for 11.5, 3/4 short-term on that one. That's it for today and this week. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you Monday night.